On episode 50 of Anime Culture Corner reads an entire manga in one day and gets super hype about it and wants to make a video, Record of Ragnarok. I've been hearing about this manga for a while now, from friends and from Masked Man, and just all over I see this guy, who's great by the way, after I read it. And since I recall a month or so ago that an anime adaptation was announced for 2021 for Record of Ragnarok, I thought there would really be no better time to talk about it. Plus, the second choice on my recent poll was to talk about another anime, so this is the one. Get ready for Record of Ragnarok, guys. I think that this manga is easily one of, if not the best, tournament-style manga I've ever read. Because the thing is, Record of Ragnarok is basically nothing but a huge tournament. It doesn't lose focus by trying to do too much outside of the fights, on top of the fact that the battles are insanely hype and interesting and dynamic and just incredible overall in so many different ways that I'll talk about in this video. Like, dummy hype, bro. Like, it easily has some of the best fights I've ever witnessed, and they aren't even animated yet. I mean, just look at the length of the video. The whole runtime from here on out is literally just going to be me talking about the fights in Record of Ragnarok and why they're amazing. And so the fact that I'm dedicating a whole video just to the fights should be a testament to their, incredibleness? What's the right word there? Anyway, to the 97% of you who aren't subbed yet, make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this and support the channel. Let's roll my brand new intro. The premise of Record of Ragnarok is quite simple. Every 1,000 years, all of the gods, Nordic, Hindu, Buddhist, Greek, you name it, gather together to decide the fate of humans. Basically, whether they'll completely annihilate us or let us live for another millennia. And this time, they just got fed up, I guess, and, well, decided to exterminate us bugs. But Brunhild, one of the Valkyries, voices another possible option. A tournament. A competition. A battle between the gods and humans, and if the humans lose, then sure, they'll get exterminated. They didn't really deserve to live anyway, right? But if they win, then they can keep surviving. They can survive another millennia. And this develops into Ragnarok, a tournament consisting of 13 battles between mankind's 13 greatest fighters of all time and the gods' 13 best. From names like Jack the Ripper to Adam, like OG Adam and Eve Adam, to gods like Thor and Zeus. It's similar to the Fate series in this way, how humans are bringing back basically their best heroes of all time to battle it out against each other. But Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night have all those complex plot points and things you have to think about, but Record of Ragnarok is way different in its simplicity. It's literally just 13 one-on-one fights to decide the fate of humanity. And you might be thinking, wouldn't that be boring, just fighting? Well, if you thought that, then you're dumb, because it's awesome. Oh, and it goes way deeper than just that. The first good part about Record of Ragnarok is that they don't really play around with those filler fights you normally see in tournament arcs in Big Shonen, where our main character has to fight someone who we know they're gonna beat, but they just do it just to show that they're getting stronger and crap like that. But here, we know from the get-go that everyone is f***ing OP. But there's still that underdog element as human fights the gods, as human challenge the arrogant gods who never would have thought humans could even begin to touch them. And that underdog element is surely one of the best parts of tournament arcs. The second good part, and arguably the best of all, is that each battle is crafted out in a very specific way. So that the two fighters, the god and the human, have very unique reasons, not just for fighting in general, but for fighting their opponent in particular. The author very wisely chose who would go against one another, so that the fight never felt like just a fight, but more like a clash of the two characters' existences. In every battle, we see the backstory of the two characters, which gives their purpose, the reason for their existence, and how they became such legends. I'll use the very first fight, Thor vs. Lubu, as an example. Both characters had never really found a challenge in their lives. They always lived at the top of the food chain, and the only word to really describe the both of them is bored. We witness this through their well fleshed out backstories, and as they begin to fight more, we see their fighting spirit. Something that has never been seen, that they themselves have never experienced, come out as they finally find a worthy challenger. and it ends up in this like super man-to-man battle of strength and putting your all into this battle. It reminded me a lot of like JoJo. I don't think this is unintentional either. Like literally one page in Record of Ragnarok had bro saying aura aura and rapidly punching the enemy. Not saying this is bad or anything, it's sick, but you know, it's just something funny. And the backstories get much deeper than this as well. There's Hercules and his path to godhood and righteousness, and Jack the Ripper's tragic tale of abandonment, and it all builds up to these, and I know I've said this a lot, incredible fights. From Adam having one of the sickest quotes of like all time where he goes,
"Is there any man that needs a reason to protect his own children?"
As he claims all of humanity as his children. All of humanity who's sitting in the stands watching him fight, and they're all there bawling, yourself included, crying out for the fighter of humanity as he challenges the greatest god of all time. It's just magnificent. The place they're fighting in, Valhalla, basically holds the souls of everyone who's ever lived. So in the stands, it's people who the humans knew in their lives, and people who can finally see the fighters fulfill their dreams, or something they never achieved in their life. One of the fighters for humanity is Sasaki Kojiro, who went his whole life losing against enemies, but continued even to learn sword styles after death. And we see how his former swordsman adversaries now acknowledge that he's far beyond any of them and is truly untouchable under the heavens. It's just immensely rewarding to watch the results of the battle, ironically whether the humans win or lose. Something amazing about the writing is that no matter who wins or loses, both sides leave satisfied. It was funny, each time the battle finished, below the pages of the manga were just Fs in the chat, like, yeah man, respect to those guys. You can never really be upset with the results, because both sides put their lives on the line to truly fulfill the dreams that extend beyond the mere human lives they had. As you see the best fighters of humanity truly get their chance to go all out against someone who's even beyond them. And bringing it back to Thor and Lu Bu, the loser, who I won't mention of course, didn't really lose. They disappear into the afterlife knowing that they finally found someone who could challenge them and make their wish come true. With Adam, we see how his body, one molded after God himself, can be finally used to fight the gods, to defend his progeny from the betrayal he experienced himself. And there's even times when you're not even rooting for humans, Jack the Ripper, because both characters are so fleshed out that oftentimes it's just a matter of who you find cooler. The results can go either way, and I'll gladly accept. Like, all of the fighters are so interesting and so entertaining. And what I'm trying to say to encompass everything is that the battles, as the only real driving force of this manga, are so multifaceted and rich in backstory and entertaining that it's truly a sight to behold. If you're looking for something hyped to pass the time, with easily top tier battles like the manliest of manliest stories and fighters, check out this manga. Or wait for the anime to come out, your choice. But you won't want to miss out on Record of Ragnarok. As always, this has been the Anime Culture Corner. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future in-depth show, manga, and character analyses.